Net Game Radio, Shoutcast, Music Show, Lemon Party.
What?
Alright, welcome back, gamers. You're watching another Net Game Radio HoNcast, this time featuring Zenith, the new Zenith Gaming team, versus Endzone in the semi-finals of the Cybergamer Invitational Ladder. Anyway, my name is Triumph of Man, and joining me in the studio tonight is the HoN Gossip Master, Fives. Now, what about this match we've got going down? Definitely a very interesting match we just saw between these two teams, and now we're moving to Game 2. What are your predictions for this match?
Yeah, last match was pretty good. I think they made a few mispicks with like a Luna and Arachna, like setting them wrong lanes and stuff. I think they should. This is Zenith, by the way. Yeah, and then like Endzone just picked the same stuff they always pick, and then them. But it was still pretty close and like good plays. So I think that Zenith should if they get good picks, like more standard ones, and then they should just be able to like let their skill. Maybe get them a win, but I still don't think they're going to win though. Like that Endzone are like a better team in my opinion, but I hope to see more normal picks on Zenith's side.
Well, I think Endzone were talking about running a troll match for this one, but I think they decided in the end Chicanery wanted to just play a regular match and didn't want to really give them any breathing room. So it seems like they do still think that these guys could give them a run for their money. I'm just going to call out the bands we've got coming out so far. First up, we've got Pharaoh banned by Chicanery. Then we've got exclusively banning Thunderbringer. After which we've got Puppet Master banned by Chicanery, and then the Gladiator, of course, banned by exclusively. Nobody wants Roger Dodger on Gladiator. But I'm not sure about the Puppet Master. We've seen Puppet Master played a few times by Endzone. Why do you think they're banning him this time? They don't want to use him, or they're just someone on Zenith that they're worried about picking up Puppet Master?
Lock Shadow's pretty good at Puppet Master, I guess. He's just like the best ranged carry in the game. So it's like if they're not going to use him in their tri lane, then it's probably good to ban him. That's just all it is. He's just the best ranged carry in the game. I don't think I'm alone in thinking that. He's just like too good to keep there if you're not going to use him.
Fair enough. As we get Soulstealer banned this time, of course, Class doing some pretty nasty damage with Soulstealer. We saw Zenith doing the best they could. They actually had Myrmidon hanging around the mid most of the game, trying to shut down Soulstealer and make sure Class couldn't farm him up and get ready to go. But in the end, Class got quite fat indeed, picking up Post Haste, Symbol of Rage, Wingbow, Geomancer's Bane, Geometer's Bane, and a Shrunken Head. So he was quite nasty. That game managed to get smashed through the enemy lineup. But it's going to be interesting to see. I think Chicanery was talking about wanting to play a lane in a lane where he didn't have to go up against a tri-lane by himself. He was getting pretty sick of that, apparently. But continuing the bans, we've got Soulstealer. We've got Tremble banned as well. Chicanery banning Tremble. I know the Oz scene really does not like Tremble at all. They really hate him, think he's overpowered as hell. But I find the competitive community's thoughts on him so far are a little bit split. What's your take on Tremble, Fives?
It's pretty good. I didn't think it was that good because he's like really like I thought he was a pub hero, and he could just like get guys if you get him if you attack someone by yourself and none of your friends are there to help you, then he can just like rip up. But if you're against an organized team, then he's not that good. But then I watched a HoNcast of DWI versus someone, and Jar ran Tremble in mid. I think it was versus MSI or something like that. Yeah, Jar ran Tremble in mid and then like trashed, like completely controlled the game. And it was because of, instead of what I would have usually done, which was max his passive, he just kept that at level 1 and then maxed his damage AoE thing, and it just really allows him to be like a huge presence the whole game. And I think he's a really good hero at the moment. I haven't played him that much, but better to ban him than to have to deal with him if you don't have that much experience playing against him or with him.
Fair enough. Of course, the damage reduction from the little swarm, AoE swarm, is quite insane if you can level that up early and rush a Helm of the Black Legion. If you get solo mid and level that up, you can be very, very difficult to take down and can tower dive quite easily. But we've got the Pimp Slayer picked up as the first pick by Chicanery, so I guess that's going to be part of their try. And looks like I'm not sure what they're going to pick up for the second one. We've got a few Ghost picks coming out. Still waiting for Exclusively and Doom Driver to pick up their heroes. Looks like we've got a bit of Dr. Repulsor being thought of here, as well as Myrmidon. Of course, Myrmidon being a very popular tri-lane supporter, though I think it was it Gogo Parents we saw run that as solo mid. What's your take on a Myrmidon as a solo mid? I think he can do it, but I don't think he's the best hero to do it as.
Myrmidon.
He's a good solo mid in the same way that kind of like Empath was back before she got nerfed, in that both he and she could beat mids, like conventional mids pretty easily. But then after that, you've pretty much given all that money and gold money and XP rather to a hero that can't really benefit from it as much. So yeah, Myrmidon's, she's all right mid if you're gonna go a really early game or something like that. But I prefer to give it to someone who can do a bit more with the gold and the XP.
Fair enough, as we do get Myrmidon and the Doctor picked up by Zenith Gaming. Still waiting on Class and TDA 101. There were a few complaints. Deacon having to sub in for TDA 101 in the first match. I think Class was pretty annoyed at TDA being quite late to the game and not showing up in time, as we've just got... I'm not sure if they are banning Nomad as a neutral ban. I'm not sure. What? Nomad's a pretty interesting hero, Fives. Do you think we'll see him run at all?
Yeah, if he's not banned, and I don't know. Yeah, like based on how good he is, yes, but I don't know if these teams want to run him or if he's auto banned or anything, whatever. Like I don't know if they have, but yeah, he's good as like he's not like, he can't really carry late game, but if you like early game, he just does this insane amount of damage. You can put him in mid, you can put him on a tri lane, and he just does so much damage, and is just such a powerful ganker, and still can like semi carry. It's really...
Yeah, Wanderer indeed does an absolute crap ton of damage. You just keep slamming someone, especially if you get someone like Glacius, or if you get him for like someone who can help him manage his mana. You can just spam the absolute crap out of True Strike with Wanderer, and it really hurts to all hell. It really is quite painful. As we get Pebbles and Andromeda picked up. We saw Roger Dodger play Pebbles last match with them. We've also seen Class play a lot of Pebbles in the past, so I wonder if they're going to run Pebbles mid instead this time, instead of having a Pebbles trial, which was actually quite effective in absolutely smashing, was it Arachna as a solo? Of course, Arachna not being a particularly powerful solo versus a trial, and I guess they really were hoping, Zenith were hoping that early port key on Pestilence would help them out. But in the end, Pestilence got that 8-minute port key, but then really didn't get anything else to back it up for quite some time. So I'm not sure if they'll try and do that again, or if they're going to rotate if they pick a weaker solo that can't handle an enemy trialing. It looks like Zenith are making motions to pick up both Voodoo Jester and Bubbles. Of course, Bubbles' last match being played by Chicanery was quite instrumental in winning the match. Just those getting off the good ults was what was giving Class some breathing room to get some attacks off. Just splitting the team up, just helping him out, and making sure he couldn't get focused down. But we do get Voodoo Jester and both Bubbles picked up for Zenith Gaming. And now it looks like we've got Chaos for Life making motions that he wants to play a bit of Swiftblade. I know Chicanery was saying that he actually should have banned Swiftblade last match. I think he was worried about Zenith playing him, although in the end they didn't pick him up. But at the moment here, do you think they'll have... which carry do you think they're going to go for? If they'll try for a conventional melee carry, if they're going to go for a ranged hard carry in the lane?
It won't be a ranged carry since he just got Plagueguarder, and it might be Kronos, I guess, if that's what his right click. They were playing Kronos last night in a scrim that I saw them play, so maybe that's like a secret weapon or something. We don't really see Kronos very often. So interesting to see whether they do that. Yeah, Kronos, there we go.
I have to agree, I have not seen him run in a competitive game in quite some time. As we get Chicanery now picking up Kronos, it looks like he is going to play in a different role of the solo versus a trial, and you said he'd been getting quite sick of that. We've got Class. Looks like Class is going to take Pebbles. Roger Dodge on Plagueguard, and that's I haven't seen him play Plagueguard before, so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes down. Still waiting on Hospitaller to pick up the last hero for Zenith Gaming, and I think was it Shugza that's not able to play tonight?
Oh, he's able to play. There was a mix-up. He's able to play, but they're not playing with.
Okay. Looks like Hospitaller wants to play, and we do get Swiftblade picked up by Zenith Gaming. So just looking at these lineups here, looks like we'll have Bubbles solo versus a trial, and Dr. Repulsor mid with Myrmidon, Voodoo Jester, and Swiftblade in a trial. And going to be quite interesting to see how that goes down. Very nasty trial, and I wouldn't want to get caught out against that, especially since you've got Kronos will be able to escape, but you've got Witchslayer and Plagueguard that would be quite vulnerable if they do decide to go trialing versus trialing. I'm not sure whether or not they want to do that because Bubbles could handle the solo. And I'm just looking at their lineup. I'm not sure how are they going to run that. They've got Witchslayer, Andromeda, and Plagueguard that are all, supportish. I don't know if they want to run Witchslayer as a solo instead this time. What do you think they're going to do, Endzone are going to do with their lineup?
I thought for a moment that they were going to run with the Witchslayer mid to counter Dr. Repulsor, because if there's one thing that's good against Repulsor, it's Disable. So Witchslayer is usually known as a conventional counter for Dr. Repulse in mid. But if we're looking at the players playing the heroes, we've got Roger Dodger on Playgrider and TDA 101 on Witchslayer, the first of whom is pretty much always their carry or solo player, and the second of whom is literally always their support player. So it's, Witchslayer's picked up a ward, but Roger Dodger has as well, so I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be Playgrider as a solo and Witchslayer as a trial and support, and they're going to send Playgrider to bottom, where he'll meet Swiftblade, the Swiftblade tri lane. So, oh no, he's going. Where's he going? Yeah, but I think that's, if they do keep a solo against that Swiftblade tri lane, that's not going to hurt them too much because Kronos is a harder carry. But so as long as this Plague doesn't die too much, or whoever's soloing bottom doesn't die too much, then I think they should be fine just getting that Kronos farmed up and seeing if he can carry the mid game.
I think it will be quite hard for Playgrider to do anything against that Trilane, especially since he's got no escape mechanisms available, so he's really going to have a lot of trouble even just staying in XP range because he can get caught out so easily. But it looks like we've got the Monkey doing a little bit of scouting, trying to figure out whether there's a Trilane or a solo at this bottom lane. Hasn't seen anything yet though, so I guess they're still guessing. Looks like they're trying to set up for a gank, possibly just getting ready to go for a level 1 gank, and that would be quite nasty if they can catch out Playgrider with that. But Roger Dodger looks like he is going to be doing the solo work, and Bubbles is also going to be doing the solo versus the top lane. Bubbles, of course, a more conventional solo versus a tri-lane, is able to keep himself out of harm's way much easier. I really don't see Roger faring very well this match. He is going to have a lot of butt hurt, I think, especially from Swiftblade causing a ton of damage. And it looks like he has indeed decided to pick up an early level in Extinguish just to do a bit of denying. As oddly enough, no, the creep is going to divert back to the lane. But I'm just looking at this lineup here. At the middle, Doom Driver is going to have to watch out. Mid could be in a lot of trouble if Pebbles can manage to land a wombo combo. But it looks like just down the bottom here, Roger Dodger in a lot of trouble. The Acid Cocktail comes up, Weedfield comes out. Now he's getting smacked on, going to get damaged quite a bit here. I don't think he's going to live, unless, no, maybe can he get away? He does have the high bad smooth speed now, but it's not going to save him. Gets run down in the end by Voodoo Jester and Myrmidon. And I think that's going to set the tone for this tri-lane at bottom. He is completely buggered. I mean, they didn't even need Swiftblade spin there. All they needed was a couple of stuns, a level 1 spells, and just, auto-attack him to death, because he hasn't got much armor, hasn't got much HP, and even with his high base move speed, he just got absolutely screwed over. So do you think we could see a rotation here? Because he is going to die a lot if he, gets anywhere near the creep.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll see a rotation. I think it would be a bad idea to send your hard carry lane against someone with a Swiftblade in it, especially someone who just got the Bloodlust and has a bit of gold and a few levels and stuff like that. I think Blake's just going to have to try and tough it out and make what he can happen with his Extinguish to keep the lane at least a little bit pushed towards him, even though he doesn't have the pull warded, so it's just going to keep getting pulled. But yeah, they're not going to be able to. They're not going to switch it up. It would be a bad idea to switch it up. Yeah, but I played against Roger Dodger before in this a situation like this where he was playing Puppet Master in pretty much the exact same situation, and he still manages to come out all right in the end of the game. But yeah, this is going to be a tough time for him. But Endzone are used to playing games like this where the sideline solo's level 1 for a while.
Fair enough. Of course, that Extinguish will help him out quite a bit. Maybe they're just hoping he can keep Swiftblade down just by denying him that creep every now and then. But I don't think really it's going to do a whole lot of benefit. But yeah, Kronos is going to be getting a fair bit of free farm up top. Just looking at Chicanery, he's picked up 9 to 6 so far, whereas Swiftblade on 10 to 4. So Swiftblade a little bit ahead. Looks like he might be able to get a little bit ahead. With looks like Voodoo Jester already started stacking quite early, picking up an illusion rune at the moment. Looks like he might be rolling off for a gank. He is indeed headed mid. He's got the level 1 Acid Cocktail. Not sure if he'll be able to make anything happen. Although it looks like Doom Driver is getting a little bit ahead of Class on Pebbles. Although Class backing up just a little bit. I guess they saw him pick up that... no, they didn't actually. Those are Legion Wards. So it looks like Class in a bit of trouble. Gets hit by the Acid Cocktail. Gets a stun off though. And Doom Driver does not get anything off in that fight. Just sort of sits there and watches. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication. I don't think he got clipped by the Stalagmites. No, did he get clipped by the Stalagmites fight?
No, he didn't. That was just they were in the perfect spot for 1 second. Legion team was just in the perfect spot for the gank, but then Class, I don't know if he knew that the gank was coming, probably not, but he moved back while the creeps came in and blocked Dr. Repulsor out, and it was just at level 4, the grip isn't long enough range to do much. So he was just really lucky, Class was then, to get out of that alive, because for a second there, he was pretty much dead with the position he was in.
Yeah, I could have sworn he was going to go down. I was just watching Bubbles. Nosh in a little bit of trouble. They're just getting beat up fairly badly. He can't get anywhere near this creep at the moment. He's just getting harassed back and back. He's got TDA 101. Looks like they've been pulling a fair bit. I just see the creep plants have been cleared out. Although it looks like Bubbles has been spotted up by that lane ward. Could be in a bit of trouble once that creep moves up, so Andromeda can get him behind. Witchslayer now moving in. Going to get the stun up. Yeah, there goes the graveyard. Looks like Andromeda is getting ready to intercept a shell set, but it goes in the other direction. Bubbles getting minimized, but manages to just barely get the teleport away on the shell set, and he's going to pick up this regeneron here, so I guess that worked out for him in the end. Or no, maybe he's going to let Dr. Repulse pick it up, although he is going to let Andromeda steal it from underneath him. So a little bit silly there. Cops a comet to the face, gets another graveyard stun. Going to get beat down here. Yes, he does. Goes down in the end. Andromeda now harassing Doom Driver. Dr. Repulse having a runaway. Looks like Class is trying to catch up to him. I don't think it's going to happen. Comet comes out, but Witchslayer not close enough to help. Witchslayer not enough mana. Oh, he does have the minimize up actually, but it looks like Doom Driver is going to get away. Unfortunately, Pebbles also not able to get close enough. Maybe could have tossed Witchslayer onto him, but Witchslayer just backed up a little bit too early. I'm just going to roll back to the bottom. It looks like Plague Rider has been doing alright for himself. He has managed to get up to level 3 actually while we've been gone, whereas Bubbles is stuck at level 1. So I guess he has been managing to get a bit of creep under his belt. I'm not sure how he's managed it, but apparently the Legion haven't been that diligent in keeping him back. I guess Myrmidon was pulling while Voodoo Jester was off ganking mid, as we just see Class try to kill Dome Driver, but it doesn't happen. Both heroes cop a bit of damage and have to back off from each other. But as you
the reason that Legion's lane is pushing up and that Plague's level 4 now, which Bubbles is still level 1, which is great, I think, for the Hellborn team, is that like there's a lot of map imbalances in the game. Obviously, and one of them is in the Hellborn jungle, as we see Bubbles get initiated on at top, but he's probably going to get the shell surf off. Oh no, he'll get taken down. There was a late shell surf. He gets taken down by Andromeda, and which good play by them, keeping Nosh at level 1 while Plague Rider's level 4. Anyways, yeah, there are a lot of map imbalances, and one of them is the Hellborn jungle, that you can see these two pulls, the ones that they're diligently pulling and stacking Andre, and then you can pull those and stack those, and you can pretty much never let your lane get past the top Hellborn tower, whereas the Legion team only have, there's that one that Voodoo just is walking past right now, that's triple stacked, and that's, you can do some stuff where you can pull your lane to that in some circumstances, but it requires some good timing, and it's definitely not as easy to do as those two ones at top. So, that's another little benefit that you get when you're on Hellborn laning in the short lane with the carry.
Indeed, of course, you do trade it off not being able to gank from that lane so easily on the mid, so you're right, there are imbalances for both sides, but in this case, Bubbles getting screwed over pretty badly by just, who is that in the jungle there? Bubbles opting to bugger laning because he's getting beat up so badly. It looks like he's opted to go jungling instead, so I guess a smart move, seeing as he wasn't getting anything in the top lane, like you said. Just getting, as we see, Andromeda looks like she's getting ready to pull again, possibly, or Witchslayer getting ready to pull again. But I'm just going to have a look at the creep scores at the moment. We've got Kronos sitting on 36 to 23, and Kronos sitting on 36 to 23, and Swiftblade on 34 to 15. So it looks like they're pretty much evenly matched, although Kronos a little bit ahead at the moment, just barely. It looks like they're going to go into the late game into the mid game fairly evenly matched. But as you said, Kronos is the better late game hard carry, but arguably the Swiftblade is much more dangerous early on in the mid game. I'm also just going to call out items. It looks like Chicanery has opted to pick up an early Alchemist Bone, so it looks like he's going to increase his farm quite dramatically. As I'm just watching Andromeda and Witchslayer scatter, and it looks like they were trying to find Bubbles, but of course Bubbles still jungling with a little bit of help from Voodoo Jester at the moment. And just rolling back to the mid lane, we've got Class on level 6. He's sitting on 17 to 6, while Doom Driver with Dr. Repulsor is quite a deal ahead on 36 to 14, so he's doing a much better job than Class controlling the lane, but I guess he does have the benefit of being ranged as well as just being able to spam his nukes to help him farm a little bit more. But just looking at these looking at this build for Doom Driver, he's gone for 4 in Magnetic Contraption, 1 in Opposite Charges, and 1 in Electric Frenzy. And this is not a build I see too often. I usually find that people prefer to max out Electric Frenzy and just spam the crap out of, just abuse it and just harass people with Electric Frenzy rather than going for the Magnetic Bomb. As I just missed Plague Rider get ganked at the bottom lane there. I just guess he just got dived by Swiftblade and Myrmidon 5s.
Yeah. It's just a weed field and Super Blade Ultimate. You can't really do much to stop that, but all things considered, him being level 4 and Bubbles being level 2, it's still a good result for Endzone, especially considering Kronos has the farm he's at. And I'd just like to mention for a second, in the patch most recently, Alchemist Bones got changed back to being able to get 2 charges, and like before it got changed, and now that it's been changed back, it's like really, really good. And any carry that you can get that on at about the 6-7 minute mark just gets this disgustingly overpowered farm all game. And I think it's even better than Rune Dax, especially because Rune Dax is so expensive. So at the moment with Kronos, and especially since Kronos is such a perfect candidate for Alchemist Bones, I just think that any carry that can get Alchemist Bones is just a better carry at the moment, just because of how good Alchemist Bones is. As we see Andro get caught out in mid lane, it's going to be an easy kill for Dr. Repulsor, but Pebble's going to come, but he's realising he's outnumbered here, so he's going to get back. So just, careless placement for Andro. As the top Legion tower goes down to the Hellborn, and that's going to really boost up Chicanery's farm. Is at 364 at the moment compared to Lockshadow's. Lockshadow's 354, so not that different.
Just have a look. Superblade has opted to go for stats, an early couple of levels of stats. So he's gone for 3 in spin, 2 in stats, and then 1 in his ult. That's a build I really do like to see. It allows him to spin and then ult at level 6. A lot of things I see noobs do is they pick up 2 levels in counterattack. I really don't agree with that. As Dr. Repulsor getting caught out in mid, gets hit by the Comet and the Stalagmites, but in the end manages to use ludicrous speed to get the hell out of there. But as I was saying, I see some people, they pick up Way of the Sword a little bit early at levels, 3 and 5, and I don't agree with that because you can't really use it to CS and you don't have a lot of damage to make that useful. As at the bottom lane, Myrmidon manages to sneak his way into a double damage rune there, stopping Andromeda from getting it. And then managing to sneak away up the river. I was going to talk about something, I've forgotten what it was about now, 5. That's right, I was going to ask you, what's your take on the Dr. Repulsor skill build?
I don't know, I don't really play that much Dr. Repulsor, but from what I've seen, opposite charges is kind of the way to go, because, and the reason for this is that lower levels of opposite charges aren't enough to bring the enemy into your magnetic contraption. So, I think I don't know, I just think Electric Frenzy is good, and so is opposite charges compared to magnetic contraption, because it's kind of hard to land on people that early. So yeah, I think a few more levels in opposite charges in lieu of ones in magnetic contraption would have been better. But then again, when he's in mid, maybe he just wants to use it for CSing if he's not going to do that much ganking early on or something. Maybe that's his justification behind it, or maybe he just plays a different kind of Dr. Repulsor. But yeah, that's my views on the matter.
Fair enough. So just checking out, Voodoo Jester has opted to go with a Cursed Ground and Cocktail build. I guess he's not planning to do that much babysitting, as it looks like Superblade is completely under control in the bottom lane. He can probably just solo his way through Plague Rider at the moment, so I think he's made the right choice deciding to go on a ganking spree instead. As at the middle opposite charges, Pebbles gets caught out by, it's hit by an Acid Cocktail, it's hit a couple of times. He gets hit by Cursed Ground, he's taking a bit of damage. I'm not sure if he's going to go down. Andromeda trying to save him here, although taking a fair bit of damage. Voodoo Jester still harassing, just watching Class. Got one more tick on him. Will it take him down? No, not quite. Left on about 100 HP there and just hitting the bottle to get himself back up. So it looks like Andromeda managing to drive them off just in time there, saving his ass. In the meantime, Bubbles has managed to catch up a levels. He's also hit level 5 as Plague Rider, also the same level. Going to be interesting to see which one hits 6 first. With the Dr. Repulsor bottling a haste rune from the bottom rune. Looks like he's rolling back to mid. Looks like he might... If Andromeda comes up too far, she might get ganked indeed. But he's just doing a bit of scouting, just sitting up on that ledge now. Looks like we've got a fair few players at mid now. Blue, Myrmidon porting to mid, so it looks like we might see a clash in a few seconds. Witchslayer also heading mid. Acid Cocktail comes out, Pass in a lot of trouble. Class going down. The ult comes out from Witchslayer and the Graveyard Stun. Dr. Repulsor gets smashed to pieces. Will Plague manage to know? Plague gets hit by the weed field. By the kelp field there. Although Minimize comes out on Bubbles, the Plague nuking Myrmidon there, catching Voodoo Jester as well, taking a bit of damage. Myrmidon taking a bit of damage to get have to Swiftblade, Swift Flash is coming out. So now the spin, down goes Plague Rider. Andromeda also in a lot of trouble. Andromeda going to go down here, gets just auto attacked to death by Hospitaller. So definitely good play by the Legion team, managing to catch out Hellborn guys and turn that right around. Doom Driver getting taken out, but in the end taking out 3 guys in the process. Class, Roger Dodger, and Chaos for Life getting smashed to pieces. However, in the meantime, Kronos still is farming his little heart out up at top. Wasting no time at all. He's sitting on 76 to 37, which is pretty good for the 13-minute mark. as well as he has those Alchemist bones.
Gonna get a star for the Master.
Oh, you are right indeed. He has picked up Steam Boots and a Steam Boots and a Glowstone. This is going to be quite interesting to see. I haven't seen Star for the Master used before on Kronos. I guess they decided to go with a troll build. I'm not sure, but there you go. Early Star for the Master coming out on Kronos. Unless, I don't know, maybe he's trying to get parts for a Frostwolf. That's the only other thing I could think of that he might possibly be trying to buy. But I don't know, Star for the Master maybe.
Yeah, it'll be Star for the Master. I saw that I looked at the match ID of them scrimming last night when they did scrim against pretty much the entire Zenith team, and they beat him pretty considerably, and they were using this Kronos, and he had a Star for the Master, and I didn't really know whether he got that early or late, but maybe because he's getting it early in this game, it means he got it early in that game, and obviously it was to great effect in their scrim last night. So yeah, it's not like there's some heroes that Star for the Master's terrible at, like Witch Slayer and Pyromancer and stuff like that, but Kronos, it could be alright. The 80% slow on allies as opposed to being stunned is something that can be really big, especially for channeling heroes. But Hellborn doesn't really have any of those heroes like no Voodoo Jester or Tempest or anything like that. So we'll see what happens. We're going to be interested.
With Andromeda getting caught out again, standing next to trying to just do a bit of warding, but looks at possibly Plague Rider going. I'm not sure what Andromeda is doing. That's an illusion. Okay, I am just dense. Apparently. Did not notice that was an illusion, Andromeda. The real one being in the mid lane safely with his teammates. Just checking Kronos. What is Kronos on GPM wise? Just checking the carries here. We've got Swiftblade sitting on 402 GPM with Kronos on 412. So it looks like that Alchemist bonus is doing a pretty good job of keeping him up ahead, just slightly ahead of Swiftblade. Swiftblade, of course, has the benefit of he's been taking out tons and tons of stacked camps at the moment. Just these supports have been triple stacking, just running in there and spinning them down. So he's also picked up an early Runed Cleaver now, as it's called. So I'm guessing he is just hoping to increase his farm through. That's interesting to see which carry can outrice the other. But of course, Swiftblade does have the benefit of a couple of hero kills as well under his belt. Really, I thought this Dr. Repulsor might be a little bit more active and do a little bit more ganking and maybe try and shut down that Kronos, but apparently not. They are just going to let him farm away up the top. Kronos looks like he's going to go and... Oh, here he is. He's got a creep stack here. Probably going to nuke out that Catman champion. No, just going to pull it first, then do it. But at the moment, it looks like both teams have entered farm mode. Just a complete and total farm mode. With Dr. Repulsor standing next to one at TDA 101's wards. Good ward from him. Just that ward there they've placed is to, I expect, to watch for Dr. Repulsor just to try and stop him from jumping on top of people. Which is quite a good swap from Andromeda, but unfortunately nothing comes out of it. She gets caught by an acid cocktail. The Plague Carrier comes in, just bouncing between creep though, not really doing a whole lot of damage to the Hellborn team. Bubbles taking cover with the Kelp build. Now Plague Rider taking a ton of damage. The throw comes out, but Swift Slashes are all over the Legion team. Kronos ults, and then Voodoo Jester not quite being caught in that ult. Kronos maybe going to pay with his life for that, not catching Voodoo Jester in that. That was unfortunate indeed. Placed it a little bit too hastily, and the Hellborn team gets smacked down again. So Endzone not doing too well here, and this is really their kind of time. This early game tends to be when Endzone shines, and I guess they've taken a bit more of a late game approach to this game, and it's not really working out for them at the moment. But do you think this is Zenith just showing their colours, or showing their strengths, or Endzone making mistakes?
Bit of both, but I think more Enzo making mistakes. Like, just again, Andro swapping on Swiftblade, and before when she did it on Dr. Repulsor, and the stun didn't come out fast enough. Class there just getting caught. He's not going to die though, not lucky him. But yeah, that gank there, the swap onto Dr. Repulsor, like, that's kind of really rookie. Like, why would you swap a Dr. Repulsor at the tower? Hopefully they're going to get him here. So, a bit of redemption for them, but that team fight was just completely...
I did not get that stun either. I mean, that swap, that was just
really
weird.
The swap onto Dr. Repulsor when he can just did ludicrous speed right out of there, and you